What's up, guys? Namco and Dustin here with Fantasy Smack Talk. In this video, we're going to be going over our shortstop tiers, but you've heard us say it before if you're watching our other videos. March Madness around the corner. Yeah. Log in, sign up with your friends, compete against us, come second to me like in the college football pick'em. But let's go into the shortstops and open up with the clear-cut #1 shortstop, and that is...
Our #1 shortstop is Hanley Ramirez.
Yes, Hanley Ramirez.
He's not my #1 shortstop, but overall in our rankings, we've come up with Hanley as #1 for obvious reasons, but good. I'm saying Tulowitzki has a better year. I'm putting Tulowitzki over Hanley Ramirez. So this is really just a 1A, 1B. It's whoever you prefer. But I'm saying both these guys have great years.
We got a side bet, $20. I know big money here at Smack Talk. I got Hanley. Lock, I'm going to win this one. Tier 2 starts out with Jose Reyes. He came back from his injury last year, looked great. We feel like he's a pretty safe pick. Next, we have Elvis Andrus, this 23-year-old, could lead all shortstops in bags this year, and we're pretty confident he's going to break that home run total from a year ago and hit at least one. Next on the list, we have Jimmy Rollins. We all know how this guy plays when he's healthy. Then Alexei Ramirez. Second half of the year was really strong. We really liked him coming into the season. Then he ended great, so we like him again this year. And rounding out tier 2 is at #7 is Derek Jeter, the captain. He's 37 years old. He's definitely getting up there. To be honest, you're probably not going to get him because some Yankee fans are going to draft him way too high. He's probably not worth the value, but if he slips, he's our #7 shortstop.
Tier 3's got 3 young guys and 1 old man. First one, Reed Brignac out there with Tampa Bay. This guy has all the upside in the world, potential to fill it up across the board. You're going to hear a lot about this guy. Big upside. Next, we got Steven Drew, another fairly young guy. Had a decent year last year, threw in some bags, decent power. Next, Starlin Castro, really young guy, only going to be 21 this year. We all remember how he entered into the season last year, came out with a bang, kind of leveled out a little bit, but this guy does have the potential of being a very exciting shortstop. And the last guy in this tier is the old man for Call. He's still out there in LA. Great year last year, 22 stolen bases, batted for average. You know, there's a chance he could do that again this year and be a nice value for you where you can get him in the draft.
Tier 4 starts with our #12 overall player, and that's Ian Desmond of the woeful Nationals. He's only 26 years old, and we really like this kid's upside. Next on the list is Ibar. You know, he's going to get you the bag, he's going to get you some speed, and he's shown signs where he can bat for average before in the past. At #14, we have Cabrera with the Indians. Hasn't really proven anything, really lived up to the hype, but he has been one of those good prospects, a lot of hype. Maybe this is his breakout year. And rounding out tier 4 is Escobar out there with the Blue Jays. You know, he was a very serviceable shortstop. You could get late in drafts in 08, 09. Had a bad year last year, but maybe he bounces back. You know, he could be a late round kind of flyer.
Moving into the last tier, tier 5, we start with Jason Bartlett. We all knew his 09 numbers were inflated, and he came crashing back down to earth last year. We don't expect much more than what he did, but there is always potential of him going back to his 09 numbers, just very unlikely. Next at #17, we got Cliff Pennington. Decent amount of speed for where you can get him in the draft. You know, he's not really going to give you much power or bat for average, but he does have an upside. Next, we got Alex Gonzalez. This guy is going to get overdrafted. Do not believe his 23 home runs. It will not happen again, but we got to talk about him because he did have a great year last year. Next, we got Betancourt. You know, not a lot to talk about here. Just a guy that's kind of a steady Eddie guy, can get you decent stats, not a huge upside, but he does have some potential. Then we got Alcides Escobar. Big disappointment last year. This youngster, you know, barely batted over 200, but he does have a lot of potential. He had some bags last year. He does have some speed. He could be a steal for you real late in the draft. And the last guy we're going to talk about is Juan Uribe. Great year last year, but just like Alex Gonzalez, do not believe his home run totals last year. He will definitely not repeat that, but he does have some potential for hitting for power. And I'm also going on record right now to say Tulowitzki, National League MVP.
Oh my God.
What do you think about that?
Jesus.
What do you think about that?
Well, I'll give you odds on that side bet. We'll talk off camera.
So
now you're just talking crazy.
That's the end of the shortstops. Like we said at the beginning, March Madness. It's going to be on the site. Check it out. I'm Dustin. This is Brent. See you all.
Where's the slope?